My name's Noah Hanson, and I'm the writer. My name's Noah Hanson, and I'm the writer of Read Me.
My name is Isaac Kim, and I am the director of Read Me.
And we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about our next short film.
We
are
didn't
we gonna just interview each other?
I guess. We didn't really discuss what we were gonna talk about
Yeah, we're kind of
beforehand.
just winging it right now. But
That makes it more real. It
Yeah.
makes the answers more true.
So, Noah, what inspired you to write this film? Because this is our first romance film.
Yeah, the first and only.
Yes.
You liked the idea of this girl being able to read this guy really well, without even him telling her what he's feeling. She just understands. And I didn't. I was like, that's stupid. And you were really insistent on it. You were like, no, it's a good idea. And I buckled, and I was like, fine, if it has a really good name, and then it didn't. But I wrote it, and it shows. I wrote 5 pages in 20 minutes, and then
literally.
It went through some edits, which were beneficial, I think. It turned out better for the edit.
Yeah, it was, the initial idea had a kiss at the end, right?
Yeah.
Instead of a little...
Which, I don't know, I get made... One of our crew members was making fun of me because I don't kiss on the first date. And so I was like, well, obviously.
Yeah, it was kind of a spur in the moment thing. I forgot what inspired me for that idea, but I think I was talking to one of my friends or something about it.
We were talking to somebody.
Yeah, and then I went to you about it, and I was like, hey,
No. We were in the same room.
That's right,
Yeah.
we were.
And I ran out of the room to get my laptop, and I came back in.
And we were all talking, all of our friends and we were all talking and stuff, and Noah's just in the corner,
really
typing it out.
frantically
he
typing.
Was it was a little concerning, but
Sometimes it'd be like
works,
that.
Works, yeah. But yeah, this was our first take on a romance film, and I think we both decided that this is our last take.
We're done. Unless somebody wants to pay us a lot of money to make another one.
Yeah, or it's someone else's idea who writes it and brings it to us.
A better idea.
Yeah. But
Okay, I got a question for you.
Okay.
What inspired the directorial style on this one, I guess? Because it's visually different from the Word.
Definitely, yeah. So, we're all college students here, right? We're all, for the most part, film students, and I was in visual aesthetics. So we're learning different techniques as we're making stuff, and I think that's just super cool. So in the film, you might notice a certain color palette to it, and it's mentioned in the cast promo of it, but August's main color is fall colors and stuff, yellow, and stuff like that. I think it's yellow and orange was the main one. And then Allie's character, Winter, is more blue. Not only because that's the color of August and winter and stuff, but just because that's the personalities of it. When you see a lighter shade of blue, it's more comforting and welcoming. While yellow is this awkward moment or this awkward color. And most of the time that's the color when you feel sick and stuff, and that's just really the mood of it. And then as you go throughout the film, you see the colors of their ice cream bowls. They kind of swap colors and stuff, and there's a reasoning for that, but I won't go too much into detail of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we wanted to focus more on colors and the visuals of it. Instead of other stuff fancy transitions you saw in the Word. Yeah, a lot of match cuts, and this was our first take on actual camera movements,
and also characters and things like that.
Yeah, so going more into those little details.
Because the Word is definitely more thematic. It's more about the theme than it is the characters.
Yeah, and Thomas's character doesn't even have a name.
In the script, no.
Yeah. But yeah, so more of the details and colors of it.
There's definitely people moving something out there.
Yeah.
So frustrating.
Yeah.
Why can't we have a studio? We were actually looking at that.
Yeah, we were actually on like Zillow, not Zillow,
Zillow.
but we were like on websites looking at warehouses.
Yeah.
We decided that that's not within our budget. Not at the moment, anyway.
They can't say we didn't try.
Exactly. We looked into it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Noah.
Yep.
I know you previously mentioned to me. I'm not sure if we ever. This is your first time on camera, right?
I was on camera for Slice and Dice, but we've never talked about like my writing and stuff.
Yeah. So as far as like writing, I know you mentioned to me personally that you like to put yourself into your scripts.
Yeah.
So where can we see you in the script?
So I don't know if I'd like to put myself in the scripts. That's something I really don't like. It just sort of happens where like I'll write the whole script out and then I'll read it back and I'll be like, oh, this person's me, dang it. Like, but I've been August several times where you're just like depressed for different reasons, but like you're just depressed and you don't know how to deal with it. But I've never had a winter. Usually alone time is actually how I get out of my depression.
Yeah.
But then it's like I've been winter too, where you're reaching out to somebody and they're hesitant at first and all these things. But it's just like I've been in those situations. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're also the editor on this.
Yeah.
And you don't love to edit, but I think the edit turned out really well. So like, what was that process like?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I don't like editing, but it's just when I have like a lot going on and stuff, and when it's like between like directing and like editing, I definitely want to put my focus on directing. But yeah, I think I chose to pick this up just because, I think this is my first film when I'm like editing like a lot of dialogue and stuff like that. So I thought it would be a fun project. And during winter break, I had to stay back on campus because I have like work and stuff, and the commute was just not going to work out. So I needed something to do during winter break, and this was my little winter break project. But it was definitely a process because like audio was it wasn't messy, but
Yeah.
it was just like really disorganized and stuff.
There were some extra audio clips too, right? I'm just staring at our audio guy.
Yeah.
There were some extra
there were,
audio
like,
clips
extra
too, right?
clips, and like I would like listen back, and our audio guy would be talking to himself on the mic.
Was that this audio guy or the
Yeah,
other guy? Okay.
this audio guy. Yeah, I was like,
Wait, what?
no. You're like, this is by mistake. Sorry, Isaac. Yeah, you were
I
like,
do remember doing that.
I
I
remember
was
that.
like when the plane flew over, right? And then we had to sit there for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
something like
something
that.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say like at the beginning, like, oh, this is like a bad one. Or, like,
Yeah,
can't delete it.
so and it's just like it's a tedious process, like having to go through it when you're like, there's like 38
so funny.
video clips, but there's like 40 audio clips. I guess I have to listen to every single one of these clips and try to find out which ones match and which one doesn't match.
So funny.
But yeah, so that was probably the worst part of it. But something I've been learning to do is like color grade, and that's like a very like therapeutic process, like seeing like how you can manipulate colors and post and stuff. But it was a lot of fun. There wasn't too many other rough patches other than trying to find the right audio clips. But yeah, it was a fun process overall, and I think it turned out visually okay. But yeah.
Okay.
All right, so Noah, on set, you were also our scripty.
Unfortunately, I had to do work.
Yeah.
My least favorite thing.
You weren't able just to sit back and
I know. Goof
munch
off.
on Crafty and stuff.
True.
What was your favorite part about being on set?
I like being on set because I like the downtime. Because a lot of time, like in between setting up shots, there are some people who are just not doing anything, and so I like to like go over to those people, like see what they're actually talking about. Because usually it's just nonsense. It's like, oh man, did you see this movie? It's terrible because of this, because you're a film student. But like, that's fun. Telling our actors what to do is fun, even though I don't have that much authority. Usually it's like I'm just correcting them on their lines, and then like after you fix your mic. Oh.
Yeah, our mic situation's just messed up.
But like correcting them on their lines, and then at the end of correcting them, I'll be like, but if you want to do it the other way, that's fine. Like literally, like, because though I've never written anything that we've produced that like means so much that like it has to be exactly this way. Mm-hmm. Maybe in future, but it's just easier to be like, whatever you guys need to do to get it done.
Yeah.
What about you? I was like gonna ask like a very similar question because we're famous for like having set hookups or like hiccups and stuff like that. Hookups.
I was like, that doesn't sound
That's all right. Leave that in. Leave it in. Leave it in. Yeah, set like hiccups. Like sometimes there's like people walking in the background. There's a guy sitting on the ledge.
Oh my
stuff
God.
like that. Sometimes our RA comes in and he's like, "What are you guys doing?"
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot this time. It was a fun set for, like you said, a lot of hiccups. You know,
Yes.
nothing
Nothing major.
Yeah, that was like soul crushing. I was like, oh, we have to scrap this entire thing now. But it was just like these like fun little things, and we had a lot of time. We ended early. I mean, okay. Before I answer that, small segue. So there are some BTS shots. I don't know if we put it on Instagram, but I'll put it on this clip of you drinking Pepto-Bismol. So yeah, I remember like Seth running back to the dorm, having
so
to pick
sick.
up you some Pepto-Bismol. So what was that in the least TMI way?
Yeah.
What was that about?
I don't know because I woke up feeling fine that morning.
Here's your mic again.
Ugh.
I need to get lab mics.
Yeah. I woke up feeling fine that morning, and we moved all the equipment to our shooting location, and I felt fine. And then we start shooting, and it's like, oh, I gotta use the bathroom. And then I come out of the bathroom, and like a couple minutes later, and I drink some water to like settle the stomach, and a couple minutes later, it's like I gotta go back. And then I probably did that like 2 more times before I was like, do we have any like Pepto-Bismol? So there's this great photo. Yeah, please put it on where it's just me like staring at this Pepto that I do not want to drink, and because it's not even Pepto. It's like generic brand Pepto, right? Like
Walgreens.
yeah.
I want to spend $5 more.
So it was that I felt fine after, but like I don't know what it was. Maybe it was the heat. Like
Maybe. Well, it was a
knows?
warm day. It was
Yeah.
a warm day. Yeah.
well,
But yeah, I just had to throw that in there. I
Yeah.
remember like sorting through all the BTS photos and just
the
seeing
best
that. I
BTS
was like,
photo is the one of my RA just kind of watching us
Yeah.
shoot. It'd be like
Yeah, no, he was there like both days too. He was there
Yeah.
on day 1, and then he was also there inside the dorm on day 2.
on day
Yeah.
2
He's everywhere.
We asked
Yeah.
him. We were like. We asked him, could we unplug the vending machine because it's too loud?
Oh my
was
gosh,
like, I
yeah,
don't care.
that's just like adding on to the list. But yeah, some moments. There was one, yeah, like you said, there was this guy sitting on the sidewalk that we were like trying to shoot at.
Yep.
And I was like, oh my gosh, because I am not that stern one to be like, hey, we're shooting, can we have you guys scoot outside?
Normally,
or
I'm
scoot
not
away?
either.
Yeah, but then I was like, okay, so our audio guy, Seth. Is it okay if I mention you?
Yeah, that's fine.
He's my
Seth,
roommate.
He's Noah's roommates, and they're like best friends, bro. So I go up to them. I'm like, hey, guys, there's this guy sitting there exactly right where we need to film. Can you guys go push him out?
And he was kind of joking. He was kind of joking. He was
I
like
was.
very unserious about it.
I was ready just to like wait, because like I said, we were like really good on
We
time.
were ahead of time.
So I was like, I'll just wait it out. He probably won't be there long. It's like in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
So I was like, just as jokes, you know, was, hey, can you go like kick him out or something? And
I
they-
took it seriously.
they straight up and went. And like you guys like kind of sandwiched him in where you guys sat on both
Either side of him. He's like alone on the side of the road.
He's literally just like there sitting, he's just on his phone. Poor guy. And like just 2 random teenagers like literally sit next to him.
And we talked across from him at each other.
Yeah, and then at base camp, I was just sitting there. I was like, oh my gosh, there's no way they're actually doing that. And
It took 60 seconds and he
I
left.
literally go like hide behind a pillar as I see him get up and leave. I'm like, oh, I feel terrible.
I felt terrible too, but you got to do what you got to do, all right? Like,
Yeah, I mean, that shot was
it paid off. That's all
not
I'm
really. I mean, once again, there was like a volleyball game going on that day, and
yeah.
you can hear it
You can
in
hear
the
it in
in
the
the
short.
film. Like there's a buzzer, and then there's like this team just like walking through the shot, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, there was no way to save it. But I think my favorite part of that set was our camera rig.
Yeah, so there's a shot.
Not really a rig. It's just
No, there's
yeah.
there's several. There's a sequence where it's a walk and talk, and we couldn't get any track to put it on, like a dolly, and so what even do we call it? Like, what did we get? You have this thing. It's basically a dolly. It's like Silence of the Lambs type dolly, but it can also be like a cart.
Yeah.
It's like a transformer, and so we stick our camera up on it, and then she's holding this huge red camera.
Yeah.
And we have two of our like grip/PAs like just pulling her back and forth like on this hill.
Yeah. Oh, poor guys. Yeah. So I have.
We let the girls do it.
And Parker.
And Parker.
Yeah.
He counts. Leave that in.
Yeah, so I have this little dolly thing that I stole from my dad. It's like also like a cart.
Oh.
Yeah, so Emily, our DP/camera op, she has it on a shoulder rig.
She's great.
And obviously it's like this long. It's not even like a short walk and talk thing. It's a long scene. So we have her sit on the cart, and then we have our grip Juliet, our two ACs, Parker and Izzy. Pulling her backwards, and it's clearly noticeable that they go over some bumps and stuff. Thank God for post stabilization, but
so real.
But yeah, that probably was my favorite part of that set. Just that.
There's lots of BTS photos of us just like laughing our butts off at it. It's so
I'll
funny.
also put it on this clip too. But yeah, it was so bad. It was terrible. Because
indie filmmaking at its finest.
Yeah,
like,
no, because
truly.
like we're student filmmaking in general. Because like we have an equipment room on campus where we're able to check out stuff. But I think that weekend there were like several projects going on.
It was senior thesis season.
Yeah, or like at least for like fall
finals
semester
and stuff like that. So everybody was shooting.
Yeah, so all the gear goes to upperclassmen clearly. And so we're just stuck with like whatever we can get.
Yeah, not only does it go to upperclassmen, it goes to class projects first, and then personal projects after. And this was a personal project.
Yeah, so we worked with what we got. I think it turned out somewhat okay.
It worked out.
It was fun regardless, but yeah, I think that was probably my favorite.
Yeah.
My favorite part of set.
The lights just turned on out here.
Oh yeah, what time is it? 4:15. Such a weird time.
Yeah. It's not even dark yet.
All right, Noah, what's the biggest thing you learned from the set? Or from this project in general?
For sure, spend time getting to know your whole crew. There was I think there was maybe one person on this set that I didn't have like at least a conversation with, and it brings the whole team together. I ate lunch with most of everybody. You didn't because you had to watch the equipment. But yeah, that was, and it's good because you get to know people, you get to know what they like to work on, and then you can swap ideas and all these things, and so yeah, that was good. What about you?
Yeah, no, I'm like right there with you. I think something that's great about our ING sets is just camaraderie. And just how well we get to know each other on set, even if we didn't know each other before.
There was definitely people on this set I didn't know, or I didn't know very well.
Yeah. And then we just form these bonds with each other, and because like on set, it's almost impossible for you not to get to know each other on a certain level, because we're just working so closely with each other, trying to learn how to use these cameras, these lights, and
audio
stuff.
equipment that still doesn't work.
Yeah, this audio equipment that we're still trying to get to know. But yeah, so I think that's just forming relationships is such a big part of it. But for me, I think it's just trying to learn my directing style.
Sure.
Because I was talking to our cast that we're working on for our current project. But yeah, it's just there's no right technique for directing. There's so many different ways, and this being my first project with lines in it and stuff, it's just trying to learn how to work with actors and try to help them help me to help them.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Yeah. So it's just like a whole new formula to it, and just trying to learn with that. And honestly, just being able to give them that creative free reign to take over these characters and to really just portray it in a way that works for them.
Yeah.
So that's probably the biggest thing I learned from this film.
For sure. Talking on like that just a little bit, like it's so weird. I know you had directed like a couple things beforehand and all these things, but I had never written anything that I didn't like film on my phone, if that makes sense. Like this is the first thing that I've ever written that like has my name on it that I'm like, I can make a movie. Like seeing my work is so surreal because I've spent so long just typing it up for myself.
Yeah.
Like there was a long time where I didn't show anything what I was writing or anybody what I was writing, and so it's just so weird to like go from like just a kid writing in his room to like seeing it.
Yeah, it's so surreal. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. I think it's just Yeah, something about like seeing something that you, there's a plane. Where we're at, there's constantly planes flying by, there's trains in the background,
worst.
it's so bad. Fun fact.
You'd think they'd put a film school somewhere quiet.
Yeah, no, that's the reason why Zach King moved out of his studio, because of the constant airplanes.
We should get Zach King on one of these.
We really should. Zach King, if you see this. Yes. But yeah, just seeing something that you're working on. Sorry.
Yeah.
Just seeing something that you were working on prior and just seeing it come to life, even if it isn't like the best thing ever, it's just it's this feeling that's like amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the word, writing that and then having it come to life in the way that I exactly imagined it. It's just crazy.
That was personal, like a personal project.
Yeah, that was a
too.
personal project.
It was very important.
So for you, seeing something that you were typing and then I can
it's
just
so
imagine.
weird.
Yeah,
I talk about this a little bit, like when I hear people refer to my characters by their names and not just like, oh, this guy is so weird to me.
Yeah, that's why I can't wait to work on the project we're working on now.
Yeah,
Are we allowed to say it?
No.
Okay. All right.
We'll keep it under our hats.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Unless you have anything else. I don't have anything.
I don't think so. But yeah.
February 14th.
February 14th, Valentine's Day.
On this YouTube channel.
So.
And here only.
Don't forget to like.
And comment.
And share.
And subscribe.
And smash that notification bell.
Smash it.
Yeah. So you never have to wait to see our next project.
So true.
But yeah. Thank you.
Cut it.
Yeah.